Right, lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. Welcome back, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Back again, Cossy back again with a couple of updates to discuss this early morning. ESR, finally, Charles Watt says Emile Smith Rowe is 100% staying with Arsenal. I repeat that. Charles Watt says Emile Smith Rowe is 100% staying with Arsenal. That is the first update we do have for you. Of course, Ruben Neves is in talks. Ruben Neves, agent George Mendes, is in talks with Edu. Constant communication, constant talks. And we're going to discuss that as well. We are in constant talks with George Mendes to see that the player actually joins us. Ben White and big deals expected this week, according to John Davis. Gonna discuss that. Hector Bellerin has finally found an agreement with Inter Milan. We will discuss that, and of course, we also dive into our first preseason review and look at what Mikel Arteta actually said about us losing the game. Because when he was talking about transfers, really, he said, I'm happy. I'm happy with the signings that we have made. So far, and that is he was meaning Nuno Tavares. Obviously, he is the only man they have announced as a club. Do smash a like on the video. Do subscribe to the channel. Make sure you get in your thoughts. We are getting the party started. A couple of stories lined up for you. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Type in good morning and let's get this party underway. Alright then, lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Let's get the party started. A couple of stories to discuss this early morning. Ruben Neves, big deals confirmed as well. And of course, Emile Smith Rowe is 100% staying with Arsenal. How do you feel about that? I'm absolutely happy with that. I'm absolutely to hear from Charles White about that. First with the Emile Smith Rowe saga. I was about to say raga. With the Emile Smith Rowe saga, there's been load. There's a lot, that has been going on. He's gonna go to Aston Villa. Bidding here and there, and then you have the player not signing a new contract, and then you have Fabrizio Romano who says the player agreed a deal in principle. He'll come back and sign a new contract. Yesterday he played. He has not, his contract has not been announced yet. And so many talks and so many rumors around this club with Emile Smith Rowe. The first thing I want to say is he had a very fantastic, fabulous performance yesterday. He was absolutely man of the match in that game. Absolutely man of the match, because he was the only player with Pablo Mari probably. But I think Smith Rowe, the only minutes he played on that game, he's the only player that had a difference. He's the only player that had a glare on his face. What a performance from Emile Smith Rowe yesterday. Beautiful, beautiful football. He scored a goal, and the goal was a beauty. And of course, Mikel was speaking about Emile Smith Rowe, and he said, they've been working on that. They've been working on him scoring more goals, and I think it's something that he needs to work on as a player. Because he wants to become like he wants to be Kevin De Bruyne, and De Bruyne gets in the goals, and De Bruyne is a goal scorer, very, very good scorer. And I think Smith Rowe is just all but complete. It's just all but complete. It's just all but a finished article. So Charles Watts this early morning has come out and said on his Twitter that the player is actually 100% staying with Arsenal. What a relief. What a relief. I was really absolutely scared. I was so scared. With this Arsenal side, you expect anything. We could lose a player at any time. We could bring in a player at any time, and we could lose a star at any time. So the contract situation with Emile Smith Rowe is now a little bit behind the curtain. I think Arsenal have just put this thick blanket, for the media known to see. Yesterday, it was reported that actually he would be getting either a shot 8 or shot 10. We are waiting for that. He's either, he might either be set for a shot 8 or a shot 10. But yesterday in the game, he was putting on shot number 32. That is his usual one. And no offenses for that. Probably many people said, because you said it's going to be putting on shot number 8. I think maybe it could be announced with his contract. The moment he pens down the contract, the moment he gets the contract done, we could see him switch shot numbers. And you people voted for shot number 10 for him over Madison. I don't have any problems with that. It is you guys that voted, and I'm here to deliver what you guys do deliver. Please do smash a like on the video. Let's get them to 200 likes today. And to do that, let us first get them to 30. So make sure you give me 15 likes to get them to 30. Make sure you're voting in the chat. I'm asking you a big question. How many midfielders today, and I didn't introduce this in the intro, how many midfielders do we need to sign in? And I'm picking this off the mark of how our midfield looked yesterday. We had Smith Rowe and Partey. For me, those were the only two decent midfielders in there. I think Mohamed Elneny didn't have a bad game. I think the likes of Ainsley are not midfielders, honestly. Ainsley Maitland-Niles wants to play there. He's not a midfielder. Willock, for me, is not the standard Arsenal want to be at. So how many midfielders do you think we should sign in this summer? 2, 3, or more than 3, right? So that is the big question. Of course, put in mind that we already have Albert Sambi-Lokonga arriving in from Anderlecht. So we have Albert Sambi-Lokonga. That's already one. Do we need more? Do we need one more? Do we need 2 more? Do we need 3 more? How many midfielders should Arsenal sign in this summer? So I think the first signing for me, the big signing that's now should happen in this week, is Emile Smith Rowe getting that contract, and Arsenal should announce it as soon as possible. Honestly, that is the big announcement that should be coming in at this point in time. It's the big announcement that Arsenal should be making. Announce Emile Smith Rowe. That's the first thing I want. Announce Emile Smith Rowe. Get that contract announced, because I'm so afraid of Arsenal. I'm very afraid, especially when it comes to money. We've saw the likes of Samuel Nasri before. We've saw the likes of Fabregas before. Who says we can't sell Emile Smith Rowe? Very fantastic player. Had a very fantastic season. He was the only player that had that kind of special ability in that game yesterday. And I said it in at half time. The Arsenal really were really lacking someone who could penetrate that ball through, someone who could make things happen, and that is what Emile Smith Rowe is all about. His passing is so direct, his intentions are so direct, and he's all about making things happen. The moment he steps on the pitch, Arsenal's progressive runs and carries are absolutely marvelous. Absolutely become marvelous. And I think if we do not announce Emile Smith Rowe in this week, I'm gonna be disappointed. Really, really disappointed. But just watch what an update for me in the morning after losing to Hibernian, after losing to the Farmers. Finally, the man tells me it is 100%. Joshua says it is 100%. Emile Smith Rowe will be staying at Arsenal. Let that sink in. Let that sink in for a while. It's not going to be Emile Smith Rowe leaving Arsenal. It will be Emile Smith Rowe committing to a new contract. And of course, a couple of reports from Fabrizio and all those credible journalists around Arsenal and following up the situation of Emile Smith Rowe have made it very, very clear in the past that the player wants to stay at the club. Negotiations are still ongoing. His first option, his first priority is to stay with Arsenal Football Club. He wants to commit himself to a long-term contract. I think maybe the agent of this young man is negotiating playing time. Is negotiating game time. Obviously, at a time when you feel when you're listening to credible sources saying that Arsenal is interested in Madison, who plays in the same area as your client. Arsenal is interested in Houssem Aouar, who plays in the same area as your client. You've got to ask, you've got to ask for security. You've got to be concerned about the guarantees, and I think that is it. I think they want the guarantees because last season, Emile Smith Rowe, since December, He appeared in more than 10 Arsenal games consecutively. More than 10 Arsenal games consecutively. But when Martin Odegaard arrives, and that is the problem. When Martin Odegaard arrives, Smith Rowe slowly falls out of the pecking order. Odegaard becomes the 10, Pepe is the 11, and Saka is the 7. And I think that is the concern the players' camp could be having. That if you brought in Martin Odegaard and my player dropped out of the pecking order, dropped out of the priorities, how sure am I that if you bring in Maddison, if you bring in Houssem Owa, who are miles and miles ahead of my player, they're not going to affect him? And I think it is cautious enough. I wouldn't really say it's not cautious enough. It's cautious enough. You've got to think about it. Honestly, you've got to think about it. If you are an agent and your client's playing time is on the line, you've got to put in you've got to put a situation where the club actually listens to you. And what they're trying to do is, I'm not really gonna say they're pressurizing Arsenal, but I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to bargain, because they have the bargaining power. They have the player, his contract is running down, and Arsenal do not want to sell, but the player also wants to stay. All they're asking for is, what are the guarantees that this man, Emile Smith Rowe, is gonna be a regular player at Arsenal? And I think the moment we do that, the moment we get that over the line, I think it will be a done deal. I don't think we're asking for things like I don't think they're asking for things like a sell-on clause, release clause. I don't think that's the problem. And I think this deal will happen very, very soon. Just like Charles Watt says, a deal will happen. He is 100% staying with Arsenal Football Club. Big up Charles Watchman. Big up. Give him a follow on Twitter. He also writes he has very great reads for goal.com. For goal.com. So make sure you do check out Charles Watts. He has a YouTube channel. He writes with goal, and also has a very, very interesting Twitter account as well. So he says Smith Rowe 100% staying with Arsenal. That is a big update. That's a massive update for Arsenal fans, and a massive, massive update for me, as a person who wants him to stay, a person who really thinks Emile Smith Rowe should stay. It's a massive, massive update. Right. Let's get into the Ruben Neves story. The Ruben Neves story. And Arsenal have apparently opened up talks with Jorge Mendes, and they're very close to agreeing personal terms with the player. And I think if there is an agent, a super agent we are talking about, is Jorge Mendes. Of course, it really deals with South American talent, Portuguese talent, and many of those big names. He has so many players he's representing. As Jorge Mendes, he's a super agent, really a super agent. And you're gonna take a read from one of the articles written by Jordan Davis, and he says, according to Gadget, he says, according to Jordan Davis, Ruben Neves' agent Jorge Mendes is in constant communication with Edu in attempt to get a deal over the line as soon as possible. However, the £35 million price tag on Neves is still a stumbling block in the negotiations. Right. So Jordan Davis has put out an article about Ruben Neves. Right. About Ruben Neves. And it says, Ruben awakening. Arsenal in talks over Ruben Neves transfer with agent Jorge Mendes and Edu in contact over 35 million Wolves midfielder. So they have written and said Jorge Mendes is in constant contact with Arsenal technical director Edu over a move for Wolves star Neves. The Gunners are interested in the Portuguese midfielder as a potential new partner to Thomas Partey, with Granit Xhaka linked to a switch to Roma this summer. And Sunspot understand that Neves' agent Mendes is in constant communication with Edu in an attempt to get a deal over the line as soon as possible. However, the problem is the 35 million price tag on Neves is still a stumbling block in the negotiations. And Sunspot also understand that despite of Mendes' clients, Nuno Espirito Santo, former Wolves boss, now at Tottenham, still being a huge fan of Neves. He's likely to join Arsenal. He is unlikely to join Arsenal's London rivals Spurs. Arsenal are set to have a busy summer window and look to be getting their business done early ahead of their Premier League opener against Brentford on August 13th. Pick up in the chat. Pick up everybody in the chat. Make sure you do smash the like button. Make sure. Let's get them to 30 likes, guys. 6 more likes to get them to 30. 6 more likes to get them to 30. So Davis Jones apparently writes with the Sun, and also has a very good journalistic record. So make sure you do follow, give him a follow on Twitter. Very good journalist. He says Arsenal have been in constant talks. Arsenal have been in constant talks with Ruben Neves' agent George Mendes, and they are trying to get the deal done as soon as possible. The problem is the £35 million price tag that Arsenal do not want to pay. Oh gosh. Arsenal back again. Look, Ruben Neves is 35 years of age. 34. Sorry. 24 years of age. How did I say 35? 24 years of age. Valued at around £35 million. And Arsenal saying this is still too much. We don't want to pay this amount. It is still too much. I'm still asking myself, how much do we want to pay? Because for me, Ruben Neves, £35 million is a bargain. It's an absolute bargain. A Premier League proven midfielder of his caliber, of his stature, should be. If you're paying 50 million for Ben White, 35 for me, £35 million price tag on Ruben Neves is a joke. It's an absolute joke. But Arsenal are still convinced that they actually do not want to get in the player at that amount. They want a compromise from Wolves, and I won't be surprised if Wolves decide not to sell. I won't be very surprised. But one of the things that the Arsenal is so serious about Ruben Neves, one of the indicators is we are in constant talks with the agent, that is George Mendes, to see that the player actually joins Arsenal. Spurs are also interested in him because they have former Wolves manager Nuno Espirito Santo, and he says he would be very interested in getting him over to Spurs. And look, although the report actually suggests that the player is unlikely to go to Spurs, but he has reasons to go to Spurs. His former manager is there, and I think Spurs will be more than willing to splash that money because they need in the new signings. They need in the new players. And I think recently Spurs have had this kind of business where they just splash the money. They get in the players they want. If you look at their squad, quite formidable, quite decent as well. Just that a couple of players are aging. So, guys, do you think? It's a question. It's a humble question. Do you think we are overpaying? Do you think the price tag that is £35 million on the back of Ruben Neves is too big for Arsenal? Do you think we are overpaying? In my opinion, it's a bargain. We are not overpaying for Ruben Neves. We are not overpaying for Ruben Neves. That is if you're saying Granit Xhaka, who is 30 now, is 20 million euros, how much is Ruben Neves, who is 6 years younger than him? You're not gonna give him. Arsenal should get serious. Did you see that midfield in the preseason? Did you see it? You're never gonna get these men, the likes of Ruben Neves. You're never gonna get them at 15 million, 20 million. You're never gonna get them there. You're never gonna get them there at that. I don't know how much we are willing to pay. What, 20, 25, less than 30? I think we need to get more serious as a team. If you have an opportunity, it's the same thing that happened with players like that happens with players like Yves Bissouma. you get the opportunity, you've got to take it, right? You've got to take it. And I think Arsenal are not using the opportunities we have. Ruben Neves, for me, 35 million pounds is a bargain. What do you think, people? Do you think Arsenal is overpriced? Do you think it is too much for Ruben Neves? Is the price tag is too much for Ruben Neves? It will be it will be very interesting to get in your thoughts. Do you think he is not worth the 35 million pounds they ask? Because probably, in my opinion, he is he is worth. He's worth it. Xhaka from Borussia Mönchengladbach, that is 35 million pounds. Ruben Neves from the Premier League from Wolves, I think that 35 million pounds, that is it. We've looked at his statistics, we've looked at his pressing, we've looked at his tackles, we've looked at his blocks, we've looked at his interceptions. He is absolutely class. Absolutely class. And what I don't get is this Arsenal side trying to convince us that we are overpaying money for Ruben Neves. Guys, let's get to 40 likes. Smash the like button. 10 more likes to get them to 40. Much appreciated for the love, guys. Much appreciated for the love. And thanks everybody. We are at 26,000, very close to 27,000. Make sure you subscribe if you are on the channel and you're new. If you're on the channel and you're new, make sure you do subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot. So, guys, in my opinion, honestly, Arsenal is wasting time. We have a chance to sign Ruben Neves before other clubs are involved. Spurs is now knocking on the door. And the moment you have a weakness in a deal, it's easy for another club to get it over the line. It's easy. That's what happened with Eduardo Camavinga. You don't have Champions League. Clubs with Champions League will bully you. If you're saying you don't want to pay 35 million pounds, a club that can pay 35 million pounds is going to bully you out of the deal. That's what happens. 35 million pounds, honestly, it's big money, but fit for Ruben Neves. If you're bringing in a perfect replacement of Xhaka, who you bought at 35 million pounds, for me, it's a nice deal. It's a nice deal that Wolves have put for us. We either do it or don't do it. Of course, the possibility of that Wolves will accept a price, will accept a price cut to go with to go for a price cut. The possibilities are there, but I don't think we are gonna get the player at 20 million euros, and that's what Arsenal is thinking about. 22 million euros. I was reading one article, and we were actually interested in PSG defender Kera, and the player is valued at around 22 million euros, and Arsenal submitted a bid of 8 million euros. The unseriousness of this club is so disgusting, very disgusting, especially when it comes to recruiting new players. Absolutely disgusting. Ruben Neves. How do you say Ruben Neves, 35 million pounds, is still a big deal? How much? How does it become a big deal? How does it become a stumbling block? You've said, right? You've paid the media to tell us that we have 250 million to spend. Spend it then. Spend it. We need to see the money. The Cronkies have said, we are going to back Arteta. And Arteta said that we are going to have an unprecedented summer. And then in the unprecedented summer, it is only Nuno Tavares that is at Arsenal. If the window closes now, yeah, it is Lokonga and Nuno Tavares. What have we been doing for the first 30 days in June, and now 14 days, 34 days, 44 days? What have we been doing? What are we doing? We have now started crawling and crying on price tags. Typical Arsenal. Typical Arsenal. The window is starting to run down, and this is what happened last summer. We were with that Howsam hour deal throughout the summer. When the window was about to close, when time was running out, we started. Lyon reject the bid. Arsenal bid is not good enough. Arsenal think the price is too high, and eventually the deal failed. I don't think we are going to tolerate that. We had a bad season. We have started our preseason poorly. Something needs to change with this club, and I hope Edu gets it over the line. But of course, the fact that we are in talks, we are in constant talks with George Mendes, for me, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't work with, it doesn't work. Yes, the player could. It's good. Arsenal will agree personal terms with the player, and we will win him. We will, we can have his consent with his agent and the parties involved. But the moment you don't have a consent on the price, the moment you fail to strike an agreement on the price with Wolves, it doesn't make sense then. It absolutely makes no sense. So for me, Arsenal have got to get this deal off the line as soon as possible. We've got to do this deal, get it over the line as soon as possible. Right, everybody, thanks for smashing that button. Let's get them to 50 now. Let's get them to 50 likes. 10 more likes to get them to 50. Thanks, everybody. We just arrived at 40 likes. So, guys, what do you think about? Look, this summer is interesting, but really frustrating as well. So draining, absolutely draining, and I hate it. I hate it with Arsenal when they drain us. I hate it when they drain us. I just hate it. So for me, Arsenal should stop beating around the bush. That £35 million price tag is worth it. It could be 32, it could be 33, it could be 34, it could be 35. I'm okay with that. You're never gonna get the quality you want at 22 million euros. You're never gonna get them. Unless there is a situation like a contract running down or a player's discipline or things like that. But apart from that, the quality you want as Arsenal to get back to where we want to be. It's not 15 million euros. It's not 20 million euros. It's not 22 million euros. It's gonna be. You've got to spend. You've got to get your hand deep in your pocket and pull out some good money. Pull out some good notes, not coins. Right? Not really coins. So the price tag, Arsenal should stop crying on that price tag. It doesn't make sense when we whip on the price tag. It doesn't really make a lot of sense for me. Doesn't really make a lot of sense for me. Let's get 10 more likes to get them to 50, guys. 10 more likes to get them to 50. And I really do appreciate all the concern you people have put on the channel as well. Keep voting in the chat. How many midfielders? How many more midfielders do we need? Do we need 5? Do we need 4, 3, 2, or 1? Or don't we need anyone? We brought in Lokonga. How many more do we need? That midfield yesterday showed me that it was absolutely empty. Partey needs someone that supports him. Smith Rowe, Partey, they need a support midfield. They need people to support them in that midfield. I was looking at Partey and he lacks that person next to him with quality. And Arsenal is crying and weeping. Oh, the price tag is too much. We don't want to pay £35 million. Shut up. Get that money paid and let us start our preparations for next season. It's like we lacked nothing and we forgot nothing. 5 damn years of poor quality players, 5 good years of no Champions football, 5 good years of no league title, 5 good years out of the top 4, and Arsenal still doesn't think that is bad enough. It's absolutely crazy. When will it be bad enough? 5 years of recruiting Mikel Arteta, where we recruit Mikel Arteta and Edu. 5 years when we recruit the worst quality of players. 5 years, no Champions League. That is our worst. We can't get relegated. Finishing 8th in 2 consecutive seasons for Arsenal is just enough. That is the worst. We have reached the worst. If it is the soul, it has decayed. Time to bounce back, and the only way Arsenal is going to bounce back if someone gets their pockets open and gets the cash out of it. Not the negotiation is fine, bargaining is okay, but don't tell us that deals that are visible. If it was Madison And Arsenal saying, oh, the 80 million is a stumbling block. You understand. 8 million is big money. But in this summer, we have actually not spent big money. You have 10 million euros for Nuno Tavares. You have 22 million euros for Abba Sambi Lokonga. That's 32 million euros. Bring out the money. Bring out the money, lads. Bring out the money. We are tired of supporting a club that actually always thinks about how they will make money. Yesterday, watching that Arsenal game, can you imagine how many people paid for that pass? How many people paid for that pass to watch Arsenal play? Really, if you know, honestly, how many people paid the pass? And that pass was 8 euros. 8 euros. That's around $10. Right? Actually, more than $10. More than $10. £8. £8 is to watch Hibernian humiliate Arsenal. £8 for a preseason game that Arsenal should be broadcasting and live streaming for free. £8 for a game, with no intention, and people are still watching because they love this Arsenal side. And then, early in the morning, we are reacting to how Arsenal is crying over a price tag of Ruben Neves. It's absolutely naive. Absolutely negative. Negative from Arsenal. Negative. It's like this club really likes to drain the fans. Just draining the fans. You drain the fans, but you don't give them anything funny. You don't give them anything. You don't give them any joy. It's absolutely mad that you will pay almost close to £10. £10 to watch a preseason game, Hibernian beating Arsenal. Arsenal playing the worst football they could ever play against a club like a side like Hibernian. And I said yes, like I said yesterday, I wasn't more interested. I wasn't very interested in how Arsenal lose or win. I was more interested in what kind of display do we put on the pitch. How does Arsenal really display? Is there a change? Do we have something that is changing? Did we learn from our past season? It was absolutely bogus, by the way. Very, very negative football. Bogus football. Bogus football. 130 people watching. Thanks so much for locking in. Make sure you do hit that like button. Like zip, ding. Hit it hard. Let's get 4 more likes to get them to 60. Thanks everybody who has done that already. Thanks everybody who has smashed the like button already. 4 more likes, get them to 60, and we get the ball rolling. Hit it hard. Hit the like button hard. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button hard. And of course, the notification bell, turn it on as well so that we can actually, be in contact whenever I'm live. So guys, that's a Ruben Neves update. We're in talks with Jorge Mendes, but Arsenal are crying over the price tag of Ruben Neves when they actually charge us almost 100,000 to watch their games. They charge us £10 to watch their game. They charge us $15 to watch their games. And they're saying now, we have no money. Where did it go? Did it evaporate? Is someone corrupt at this football club? Someone should tell us. So really, maybe Ruben Neves, if the moment that our personal terms are agreed, maybe a deal should be finalized as soon as possible. We are in contact discussing the personal terms with Jorge Mendes, who's apparently the agent to my man Ruben Neves. And of course, still from the same journalist, Jordan Davis, he says Arsenal are hopeful that in the coming weeks they will get some big deals done. Negotiations are still ongoing between Arsenal and Houssem Aouar and his camp, as well as Lyon. Negotiations still for Ruben Neves. There has been no contact between Leicester City and Arsenal so far, but there's been constant contact and communication between Arsenal and the camp of James Maddison. I repeat, there has been no contact between Arsenal and Leicester City. No contact has been confirmed so far, but there has been constant communication and contact between Arsenal and James Maddison camp. So Jordan Davis says maybe Arsenal are expecting some deals to get over the line in the coming weeks. We are expecting for that. Expecting that, but timing's running out. I'm not so desperate, but time is running out, and we've got to be clear now. At least at this point in time, our intentions have got to be clear. Are we gonna sign in players before August? Because that is what, for me, that is what we should do. All this Arsenal is gonna get in big signings in the coming weeks. Yes, a good update. I like it. I like it. It's a good update. I'm interested, but it should be before August. Today is 14th. We have 16 days, 2 weeks now. Look, I'm surprised. 14 days. That means we have moved 2 weeks in the month. This month is absolutely crazy. It's moving at a very terrific speed. We should, and this is what I'm saying. 14th of August, you should have one midfielder in. You need to sign in a backup goalkeeper. You need to sign in a right back. You need to sign in two more midfielders, and it is July, and it's dry. What the hell is going on, guys? What the hell is going on? We need to get these deals off the line. We need to get these deals done. We need to get these deals done. There is no way. There's absolutely no way Arsenal will convince us that deals are coming when everything is so dry. If you're planning to sign in players in August, it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Because in August, you have the season starting. A lot of work to do. We need to move on players. Players are not leaving. Players are not coming in. We are concerned, right? Yes, the rumors are there. Negotiations are going on. But what is taking so long? That's my big question. What is taking so long? Big up Stella. Thank you so much for the follow. Big up Canon Chatter, also followed me on Twitter. Adnan also followed me on Twitter as well. Sese Islander followed me on Twitter as well as Elisa as well, and the likes of Tristan Jones. So if you do want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter handle is Cossy. Look for Cossy, and you'll find all the Arsenal updates there. All the Arsenal updates will be available for you on my Twitter handle. We're gonna speak about Hector Bellerin just in a minute. Let's get more likes and make them get them to 70. Let's get in 10 more likes and get them to 70. Thanks everybody. 10 more likes. Let's get them to 70. Massively appreciated. I do appreciate your support, and I do appreciate your your love as well. Do appreciate the love, and I do appreciate the support as well. So Hector Bellerin, we do have an update around Hector Bellerin as well before we move any further. And this is according to, right? Let me just get my article right. My article, where are you at my article? Hector B. Dua Lipa is actually finally leaving Arsenal. And this is it. According to Republica, right? According to the Republica, they're saying that the agreement between Hector Bellerin and Inter Milan is complete. A 4-year deal and a salary of 3.5 million euros annual salary. In the next few hours, Inter will continue to negotiate with Arsenal. Both sides are hopeful of agreeing a deal as per the Republica. Read that again for you. The agreement between Inter Milan and Hector Bellerin is complete. A 4-year contract, a 4-year deal, and a salary of 3.5 million euros annual salary. In the next few hours, Inter will continue to negotiate with Arsenal. Both sides are hopeful of agreeing a deal, as per the Republica. Oh yeah, my God, Arsenal, you kill me, bro. I think this was bound to happen. Bellerin is always going to leave the club. So I think what Arsenal now need to focus on is get this deal done as soon as possible. And finally, when you get the deal done, start focusing on who comes in next. Doesn't matter who you have been linked with, who comes in as perfect Hector Bellerin replacement. That is, of course, for me, Bellerin leaving is no news, and I'm not really absolutely shocked. Not really shocked. I think he should be out of this football club as soon as possible, right? I think he should be out of Arsenal Football Club as soon as possible. And yeah, time up for Hakimi. Ever since he sustained that injury, look, I don't want to really come out and say he's been absolutely the worst player ever at Arsenal. No, we've had the worst of Sebastian Siquilaci. There is Sylvester from Manchester United. We have had worse players than the likes of Yaya Sanogo, Frimpong. So Bellerin has not been the worst player ever at Arsenal, but I think Arsenal need a more aggressive right back. Arsenal needs someone who is better than him. The same applies to Granit Xhaka. They've not been the worst case scenarios, right? They've not been the worst case scenarios, but they've not been perfect. They're average. If you are going to put it right, they're average. And I won't be surprised if Hakimi and Xhaka go to Inter and Roma respectively and do well. I won't be surprised. They're gonna go into a league that is so slow. Unless you face a Chiesa or a Romelu Lukaku or a one Lorenzo Insigne, the rest of the league is slow. The rest of the league is okay. Hakimi can become a star out there, right? I think Xhaka can become a star out there. But in the Premier League, you don't have that time. And Hakimi, the amount of time he needs to do his work is not available. Absolutely, it's not available. So for me, Hakimi leaving, it's a good deal for the player because it doesn't really make sense for you to stay at a club where you're not welcome. There is no more love for Hector Bellerin at this Arsenal side. We've got to speak facts. There is no more love for Hector Bellerin at this Arsenal side. There is no more love. For Granit Xhaka, I think there is some love. I think there's so many people who be like, I would keep Xhaka for a season. I would keep Xhaka for a season. And it doesn't hurt so badly when Xhaka is when Granit Xhaka is actually on the pitch, but it hurts so badly when you have a player like Hector Bellerin on the pitch. It hurts so badly. Absolutely hurts so badly. Right? So make sure, guys, you do smash that button. How many votes are we at? We are at 80 votes. That is ridiculous, people. Make sure you vote. Make sure you get the votes in. Make sure you get the vote in. We are at 81 likes. Thanks everybody for hitting that like button. Let's get them to 90 likes. 10 more likes to get them to 90. 10 more likes. Let's get them to 90 likes, guys. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're enjoying the show. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Good morning. Let's smash the like button to 90, guys. Then I will start taking in your comments. 90 likes, we get into your comments, right? 90 likes, we get into your comments. 90 likes, we get into your comments. Let's get that done as well. Let us get that done as well. 10 more likes to get that done. 10 more likes to get that done. And then we'll get into your comments and see what you people are saying in the chat. 10 more likes. Give me a comment. Give me a like. Give me a comment. Give me a like. And then we'll start the discussion. So about yesterday's game, Mikel Arteta has made some remarkable comments. He's made some remarkable comments. And I'm really interested on the Emile Smith Rowe goal and the performance in general. Right? The Emile Smith Rowe goal and the performance in general. Right? First he was asked on the Emile Smith Rowe goal, and he said he knows that it's the part of the game he needs to get better at. We are working on it a lot, and you could see the position that he took today. He created 2 or 3 big chances. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you, Mikel. I think Emile was absolutely a joy to watch, especially when it came to creating chances and the beauty he scored yesterday. Agree with you. Big up my man, Emile Smith Rowe. That was a beauty, man. That was a beauty. That was a beauty. When the likes of Aubameyang are actually ball watching, Smith Rowe shows them the way, right? On whether the lack of training so far explains the performance, he said it does, but there is no excuse because we want to come here and win the match. They worked really hard. The boys worked really hard, and you could see that some of them were not in the best condition, but we are still very early in the preseason. It is great to see some of the young lads making their debuts here. We'll keep working. Right, Mikhail? Right, Mikhail? Like I said, I'm not going to fume. We lost. I'm not really going to fume. Look, first game of preseason, young lads in, lack of training experience. Right, Mikhail? Right, Mikhail? You got away with that. Let's see how many more you'll get away with. On the performance in general, he said, well, I'm always disappointed when we lose a football match, but it's the first game. We played with many kids, and we know we only had 4 training sessions. We've trained really hard, and you could see that the players were a little bit leggy. I think we considered the first goal as an accident, just like many goals we considered last season, and scored. And the second goal was clearly offside. Really, Mikhail. Really, Mikhail. We created many chances, but we didn't score. That's what preseason is for. To take the things that we haven't done well into training session and then improve on them. He's right. He's right on that. I think that's the essence of preseason. Try to get that big torch, light it up, and look through yourselves. Yeah, he's right. He's right. He's a very good spin master. Yeah, he's a very good spin master. Did he speak about transfers? Not really. Not really. He didn't really speak about, he didn't really speak much about transfers. But if you're looking at our next games, they're expensive, man. They're really expensive. They're really expensive. But we shall play Rangers in the next game on Sunday. Sunday, we are playing Rangers. Then we shall play Inter Milan. Yeah, we shall play Inter Milan the following Sunday. It will be July the 25th. Right? So this Sunday, we are playing Rangers. And then the following Sunday we'll play Inter Milan. I think that's a big game. That's absolutely a big game. Watch out for that one. Watch along will be coming out. Very will be on, of course, the preview and many things like that. So that's Mikhail speaking about how we lost the game, and I think I'm not really concerned. Yeah, I might not really be so concerned on losing that game, but we've got to do better than that. Can't wait for the good news. Good morning to you, Bongo Man. Thanks. Good morning to you, Robert. Walter. Good morning to you, Walter, as well. Good morning, Cossy. Good morning, my man, Peterson the Rowe, sponsor of today's show. If you'd like to sponsor us, get my numbers. Guys, if you want to talk to me, directly, use my Twitter. WhatsApp, it won't work for you. Yeah, WhatsApp won't work for you. I'm not a big fan of WhatsApp. If you if you want to talk to me directly, if you want an update, use my Twitter handle. It is Cossy. Bombard me with many messages on Twitter, and I'll be glad to reply to you. Right? I'll be glad to reply to you. Go to any of my posts on Twitter, reply with your question, and I'll answer it. Right? Go to any posts on my Twitter account, reply with your question, and I'll answer it. WhatsApp, it won't work for you. I'm not really a big fan of WhatsApp these days. Have always admired Neves. He scores only spectacular goals. This is according to phrase. I still remember that one against United was an absolute beauty. Good morning from Namibia. Good morning, Esau. I hope you're doing well. Good morning from Namibia. That's my man Esau as well. My man Kancha says good morning, Cossy. Good morning, Kancha. Not a very beautiful morning, but still we roll. Good morning to you, Cossy. I love the show. Thank you so much. Esau, thank you so much for supporting the show. Walter says morning, my bro. Good morning, Cossy. I think we need experienced players in that midfield. Gems. Big up Gems. We need to offload fast. This is according to Victor. I don't think we need to offload fast. Yes, I know we need to get these players out, but we need to bring in players so that it can actually get the socialization, guys. It's a concern. Frank, hi Cossy. Good morning. I'm well. How are you doing, Frank? A double signing of White and a big center mid would be awesome. I think Neves and Madison is the two mids we need. Danielle, is that a new training top? No, not really. Not really. It's just a national shot. It's just a national shot. Really, it's just a national shot. It's not a new training top. And I'm looking at. I want to get some jumpers. If you're in Uganda, guys, if you're in Uganda and you know where I can get good Arsenal jumpers and kits, let me know down in the comments below. If you're in UG and you know where I can get good jumpers, I'm looking for jumpers, good Arsenal jumpers, specifically Arsenal jumpers. They should be made by Adidas. So it's just a national shot. How about Niles? Niles update. Nothing about Niles. He's probably staying. Sub Cossy, big up Muhammad, my man. Big up Muhammad in the chat. Hi Cossy, like your brothers, keep it up. Thank you so much, Aluka. Hope you stay with the channel. Always. Kelly Nosu. Hi Cossy. Good morning, Kelly. Hope you're doing well. In fact, Arsenal hierarchy need to solve midfield problem. No other than Housem Hour. Please buy him. This according to Ben. Good morning, Ben. Zara Brack says at this time Arsenal is below the small clubs. Arsenal completely forgot how to play. Well, Mikel says it's been. The fact is we've been absolutely out of training. He says that's the reason why we are actually disgusting. Yeah. Keep voting in the chat. 110 votes so far, and we are less than 110 likes. Guys, this is embarrassing. Let's get them to 10 more likes, guys, as soon as possible. 10 more likes as soon as possible. Let's get them to 10 more likes as soon as possible, right? 10 more likes as soon as possible. Please make sure you don't disappoint me. Please make sure you don't disappoint me. 10 more likes, guys. 10 more likes. 10 more likes. Let's get it done. Let's get that done as well. Zara Brack says, so Arsenal needs at least 3 world-class midfielders. Okay. Tactically, pressure and efforts in Arsenal team is lowering. Why midfielder and forward attacker must improve pressure on opponents? This on opponents' defenders, according to Ben. Kelly says that is a problem. That is a problem with Arsenal. A price is so good. I mean, the price is okay. The price for Neves is okay, unless Arsenal is smart. Smash the like button. 10 more likes, people. Let's get them to at least 110. 10 more likes in. If we want Neves, we move quickly. If we miss him, we're always gonna have Yves Bissouma, the fans player. I think Arsenal's priority is never Bissouma. He was never a priority. He was never our priority. I think what Arsenal want to do is getting someone like a Ruben Neves, but the price is now a problem. Arsenal again. Good morning, Cossy. Good morning, Yassine. Hope you're doing well today. Me, I even thought Arsenal was going to pay 45 million pounds. Look, for me, and that's it. And that's it. This is a bargain, guys. This is a bargain. This guy should be around 45 million pounds. Because you're the best. Pick up Dennis in the chat. Pick up Dennis in the chat. Yasin says, but seriously, I watched the game, but the players used but the players Arteta used are no longer interested in playing for Arsenal. Look at Kolasinac, Willian, Nketiah, and that's it. That's it. I think Willian should be playing for Arsenal anymore. Should be looking for a deal out. Look at the likes of Kolasinac. Should be looking for a deal out. Eddie wants to leave. Palace is interested. Should be focusing on that. Thanks so much. Brilliant comment. Let them continue wasting time, according to Eric. Good morning, Cossy. Is Madison deal alive? Very alive. Very, very alive, Savali. Big up, Savali. Very alive. Madison, Hour, and White, very, very quiet. I think with the White deal, with the Ben White deal, it's a little bit sounding. Madison is really underground. Hour, a little bit quiet at the moment. Big up Dennis as well. If we want a player, pay the price, or like 5 million under, or not 8 more. Just pay 30 million, 35. Don't delay the transfer. As according to Saka is a hero. Big up. They should get those players fast so that we will involve them in friendlies. I think it helps. It really helps if you sign in your players early. Are we still after Madison? Yes, we are. Yes, we are still after Madison. We are not accounting price tag. We only need good players. That's all. Exactly. That's what I've been talking about. It doesn't, for me, it doesn't mean, it doesn't require to pay 100 million or 5 million as long as we get the right players we need in. Zeno says, big up Zeno in the chat. Augustine's Banigo, Cossy, don't say that. You can get a player at 22 million euros that is good with quality. How much did you buy Nuno with a very good quality? Yes, but Nuno is not a starter. And look, I don't disagree. I think 27 million pounds for Saliba is good money. But at the moment, the players that are really available in this market are around 30 to 35. And I think it's not overpaying. Thank you so much, Augustine. You have a good point. Cronky doesn't want to bring out money. That's the problem for us. Not big up Nathaniel, my member, my only member. If you want to become a member, guys, and support the channel, press the like button, press that join button below. You could buy us a super chat. Use that $ on the on if you have a credit card. Use that $ on the comment section. You could buy us a super chat or a super sticker, and of course, you could send my lines. You could send some money on my lines as well. Much appreciated for everyone, especially Peter who has done that. Goodwill says same old Arsenal, same old familiar Arsenal. No intensity, no passion. The young players in the second half were brilliant. I think Hutchinson was so brilliant. I was in love with him. More 3 Housem, Ruben and Madison. Big up Kelly. Hi Sally. Hope you well. Not an Arsenal fan, but I agree it should be free for Preseason. Exactly, guys. Speaking facts. Preseason games should be free. At least do that for us. Do that for us. Should be free, right? Where is 250 million? That was reported. What should I say? Thoughts on Ramsdale? And he's laughing. Thoughts on Ramsdale? I wouldn't take Ramsdale. Not at Arsenal. I won't take Ramsdale. Arsenal interested? I won't take Ramsdale. He's not the worst goalkeeper ever in that in Arsenal history. No, he's not the worst Arsenal keeper in Arsenal history, but I'm just not interested. Honestly, I'm just not interested in Aaron Ramsdale. They are wasting time to sign players. Big up Kelly. Are you guys still trying to get Ramsdale? I mean, we don't have a backup goalkeeper, and you expect anything from Arsenal? You loan Saliba and go for Ben White. Arsenal management is bizarre. That's says Godwell. I'm so angry at this club. This according to Augustine. If the Cronkies don't buy players, let them sell the club to those who want it. It's according to Samson. Good morning, Cossy. I'm following up transfer for Arsenal's. Thank you. It's according to James. Please make sure you do hit the like button. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you do smash the like button. We are at 110. Big up lads in the chat. Let's get to 120 now. Big up guys in the chat for doing the smash, the like button. You've done it absolute justice. You've done it absolute justice. Yes. You've done it absolute justice. Like I said, if you want to talk to me on Twitter, give me a follow up. Right? Give me a follow up. I'll give you all the updates. Give me a follow up on Twitter. Make sure you comment. Just post a comment on one of my posts, and I'll be able to actually give you a reply very, very soon. Robert says, "Good morning, Cossy. Cossy Arsenal need to invest heavily on big signings to overturn the results." Robert on Twitter, and he also says, Cossy, good morning, and of course, he smashes like. Thanks, thank you so much. I think he makes a very great point. He makes a very, very great point. We should start streaming on Twitter as well. I think as well, yeah. And he is from Nairobi. He says Arsenal still not active in this transfer market, right? Thank you so much, Robert. Thank you so much, Robert. Much appreciated. And I think he has a point. He absolutely has a point. If you want to overturn results look, when Chelsea had a bad season, the way they overturned their results, is they actually sign in good players. If you look at the Chelsea side now, for the past 5 years, they're okay, they're fine. And it doesn't come easy. You've got to spend, you've got to take an extra mile, right? You've got to take an extra mile. Emma says, then man, anyone being targeted as right back option, striker search, goalkeeper replacement, Leno Saga. Anyone targeted as the right back option, so many. You have Taylor Adams, RB Leipzig is targeted, Rido Baku is targeted, Max Aarons is targeted, Nosiamas Roy, Ajax is targeted. We are targeting so many people. Striker search at the moment, no. At the moment, I've not seen any big reports. Of course, we've seen the likes of DCL, but I don't see any big reports. Reporting that Arsenal will go for a striker. Goalkeeper replacement and the Leno saga. Leno will stay for this season. Leno will stay. I'm absolutely sure about that. Leno will stay, and we shall get in a backup goalkeeper. But at the moment, no one is confirmed. Good morning, Cossy. Thanks for the show. I really like Neves. He shouldn't give up. Big up, he clouds. Without few world class players, we are going nowhere. These players are very poor. Last season, I saw nothing to make me confident about the look. Thank you so much, Timothy. And nothing, absolutely. If you're an Arsenal fan, nothing makes you feel like we will do it next season. Many people are saying, next season, let's watch out for next season. We'll be better. There's nothing in this Arsenal side that makes you feel you'll do it next season. Nothing. Guys, 4 more likes. Let's get 4 more likes to 125. 125 likes. 4 more likes. Thanks, everybody. You guys are the real deal. Thanks, everybody. And of course, hit me up on Twitter. Just get any of my posts, comment on it, and I'll be able to get a notification, and I'll be able to answer you. Comment with any questions on Twitter. WhatsApp? No. Let's use Twitter. Right? And thanks everybody who has given me a follow up on Twitter. It really means a lot as well, right? It really means a lot. So let's get to Twitter. I'm at 97 followers on Twitter, so we could get to 100 by the end of today. Yeah, we could get to 100 by the end of today. 100 followers on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram as well. It is Cossy19 on Instagram, and I'm going to be uploading so many transfer news on Instagram as well. Good morning, Cossy. We need to get in Neves and let Nelson stay. Nelson was a good play. Nelson had a good display yesterday. Very, very good display. George says, "How are you?" I'm good, George. Hope you're doing well. I see Arteta as a failure. Truth be told, for me, he's still not good enough. Because what about Onana's deal? Onana's agreed personal terms with Arsenal and has also agreed personal terms with Lyon. At the moment, Lyon are ahead of us in this deal. Lyon are ahead of Arsenal in the deal. The problem with that deal is, and I say this, the problem with that deal is Arsenal do not want to, I cannot guarantee the player to be the first choice goalkeeper. And for him, he wants to be the first choice goalkeeper. That is the problem we have at the moment. That is the problem we have at our hands, right? That's the problem we have at our hands. We have smashed 200 to 125. 5 more likes, guys. 5 more likes to 130. You guys are the real deal. 5 more likes to 130, and I'm absolutely happy, absolutely gutted. Absolutely gutted. A new follower on Twitter. He's called Levchenko. Big up Levchenko. Big up Levchenko. Much appreciated. And Robert says shed some light on Howsam Awardale. Shed some light on the Howsam Awardale. I'm gonna give you a reply directly there. But if you're on the show, Robert, if you're on the show, anyone who wants to know about the Howsam Awardale, this is how it stands. Last week, Arsenal went in with an initial offer. The offer was not enough. It was below the valuation of Lyon. We have offered the player a contract worth £100,000 per week, a 5-year contract. What we have to do is to agree a price with Lyon. That is where it stands. Why we have not agreed a price with Lyon until now, no one can actually understand. But he is one of our priorities. We have always wanted him, and Kamavinga. It looks like Arsenal might go for him or Ruben Neves. One of these. I don't think both of them will sign. If we are to sign Maddison, it's either Awa or Ruben Neves. It's either Howsam Awa or Ruben Neves. Right? And that is the situation. At the moment, talks are ongoing with the two parties, but it is either Howsam Awa or Ruben Neves. That's it. Right. Okay, what are you people saying in the chat? Arteta is a coach, not a manager. Saka says Ben White, and is asking about the Ben White update. Yesterday we had an update about Ben White from Fabrizio. And I think I'll do a video about Ben White, solely Ben White, and his update. But Fabrizio actually said that yes, Arsenal is now working to complete the deal. We are working to complete the deal. After William Saliba left for Marseille, we are now working to finalize the final stages of that deal, as per Fabrizio Romano. Good morning, Cossy. Arsenal transfer is really slow. Yeah, really slow. I mean, that is Arsenal. Great work, bro. Our midfield is poor. Something needs to be done urgently. Look, I looked at that midfield, and it was so empty. Absolutely empty. Absolutely empty. Yeah, very empty. Thomas Partey, Emile Smith Rowe, you need more than that. You need in two more good midfielders in that. I don't care. I wouldn't care if we drop Pepe to play Emile Smith Rowe on the left-hand side of the pitch. I wouldn't care. Have Maddison, have Owa, have Neves and Partey in. Get them in, guys. We are desperate. And this Arsenal side doesn't really seem to be concerned. That is my problem. They don't really seem to be concerned. They're so relaxed. Very relaxed. We are close to 130 likes. We're close to 130 likes. Make sure you do give us, guys. Let's get him 12 more likes. 12 more likes. Right? 12 more likes. 12 more likes. If you have enjoyed the show, let's get into 12 more likes. Just 12 people, not more than that. 12 more likes, and then we'll hit our target. Cossy, do you really think Arsenal can compete this season according to the way you watched yesterday? I think Mikel has made it clear. The reason we played so awfully yesterday is the lack of training. He said it so clear. He made it very clear. Lack of training, right? He made it very clear the lack of training. Maybe he's right. Yeah, so might not actually judge this Arsenal side based on yesterday's performance. It was poor, but I still think maybe we can we can turn things around. Maybe we can turn things around, right? We can really turn things around. right? So many people saying, so many people in the chat, and I would love to get in your comments slowly by slowly. In my thinking, we need at least Hosam Neves to combine with Partey in front of Madison. Big up Dan in the chat. You can't compare our season to preseason. You can, bro. You can compare our season to preseason. Because what's the difference? If you watch, unless you did watch the game, but if you watch the game, and I want to speak to people, let's talk about that game, guys. Let's talk about that. Let's speak about that game as we conclude the show. Let's speak about that game as we conclude the show, and make sure you're hitting the like button. We are left with 7 more likes. 7 likes, guys. 7 likes to our target. 7 more likes to our target. 7 more likes. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Make sure you're supporting me as well. Use my numbers. Use a super chat. Use a super chat. Everything is absolutely very, very marvelous. Big up my man Levchenko watching live, and he's watching me on his TV, guys. It's really interesting. Guys, it's so interesting, really. Very, very interesting. And I appreciate the love, and I appreciate all the support, right? I appreciate all the support. I should retweet this. Retweet this. Thanks everybody for smashing. Guys, how many of you think we played well? If you think we played well, say yes. If you think we played badly, say no. In the chat. And I'm going to read each and every comment about that. If you think we played well, say yes. If you think we played poorly, say no. Every comment is gonna be read. Every comment. My man, the 1 star says no, didn't play well. Innocent says no, didn't play well. Jody says no, we didn't play well. Emmanuel says no, we didn't play well. Kelly says badly, we didn't play well. Then Cossy, is it possible for us not to both Awa and Madison at a goal, or we need one only? That the Awa deal doesn't affect the Madison deal. Maybe the Awa deal affects the Ruben Neves deal more directly. Telsin says no, we played awful. Right? Delete Arsenal, announce Arsenal bankruptcy and relegation. We played poorly. Big up Gabriel Martinelli, man. No, we played poorly. No, we played poorly. You can see, you can see. It's visible. And this is the way. These are the same comments we had throughout the season. So if you really can't compare, I know the match fitness levels were so low, but there was no blueprint. At least try to keep the ball, and you're like, let's keep the ball. We are unfit, but we kept the ball. We kept the ball. We even didn't do that. Stupid passing all over the pitch. Innocent. Badly. Vincent. No. Robert. No one has said we played well. Sam says we played poorly as well. Umar says, at my side, it's a no. Legends say it's time to go. Gabriel. That was poor. Absolutely abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. No, Daniel. No, says Musa. Really, Cossy, we did play well. It's according to Conte. I mean, one person says, if we put a poll, if we put a chart, I don't think many people will say. I don't think many people will say we've played well. Geoffrey says no. I didn't get the opportunity to watch the game. Sorry, Robert. We had a watch along here though. With that match yesterday, we need our Madison and White to push for a European place. Augustine says no. So guys, you can see that performance out there was absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. And there's no way you're telling me we played well. I mean, how do you say that? How do you say Arsenal played well? We are 7 more likes away from our like target. We are 7 likes away from our like. Make sure you smash in that button. If you think we played poorly, smash the like button. If you think we played well, tell me a reason why you think we played well. If you think we played poorly, hit the like button and comment no. James Oja says no. Arteta is not going to last as Arsenal manager. I give you my word. Innocent. You can see. I mean, I'm so surprised that there's someone who thinks we played well. That team was not trained well. They need to have they need them. And look, I agree with you. You're right. And Mikel Arteta's excuse makes sense that the players really lacked some training, but we didn't even have the basics. That is my concern. Even the basics were not there. Not even the basics. Even the basics. Come on, Arsenal. Come on. Hi, Cossy. How are you? In my opinion, we need Neves, Owen, Maddison to combine with Partey. Very bad display from Arsenal. That was not the Arsenal I knew early in 2000 when we needed reinforcement. Ali, we need reinforcement. Thank you so much. He says we need reinforcement. Yeah, I think I agree with you, Ali. But way back, this Arsenal side was a joy to watch. Morning, Cossy. Honestly, I think yesterday's game was a trial to those young players who wants to prove their worth. Okay, all right. Average players, too much. So many average players. I think Arteta is good only that he doesn't have tools. That's why this transfer must transform Arsenal. We are waiting. Chances are always gonna come by. We are waiting for Mikel to prove to us that he is a good manager without tools. A bad workman, yeah, a bad workman has always got the legacy of blaming his tools, right? A bad workman has always got the legacy of blaming his tools. So maybe the legacy Mikel is taking is that of blaming his tools. Apparently, guys, give me 2 more likes. Give 2 more likes, and we will call it a show. Give me 2 more likes, and we will call it a show. 2 more likes. 2 people smash the like button. I'm gonna take 5 comments. 5 more comments. I'll start with Where do I start? I'll start with John. Second half was somehow, but overall, no. Yeah, I think the display in the second half was not absolutely awful, but not really. Give Okonkwo a chance, and I think Arteta is being protective of Saliba. As yesterday, Okonkwo received abuse. If Saliba made one mistake, this fan base would not let him live. And look, whoever abused Okonkwo, you were proud. Whoever abused Okonkwo is an absolute pride. You don't understand football. This young lad is just promoted, right? This young lad is just promoted, and there is some pressure on him. That's his first game. There is some pressure on his shoulders. At least, for an Arsenal fan, I would expect them to understand that more than anyone. More than anyone. I think he didn't have a bad game, Okonkwo. His positioning was fine. The way he was picking up those balls in the air was okay. One mistake, for me, doesn't define the player. It's the same thing with Clark. I think he had a very good game in the first half as well. Yeah. Omar Rekik, good second half as well. Very good player. So I don't think one game defines the player. One game really doesn't define a player. Okay. So please don't go on and abuse our players. That played yesterday. We need to hold on, as Arsenal fans. Big up everybody who's watching me on your screen. I'm absolutely happy. Someone just showed me a picture of me on their screen, and that shows me how much you guys do appreciate the work we do. Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really can't say thank you more than that. I really can't say thank you more than that. You guys have refused to give me my 2 more likes. You guys are really, really not, not fair. You guys are not really fair. Give me 2 more likes, guys. 2 more likes, and then we will call it a show. It's been very, very interesting to speak to you. Obviously, we've spoken so many things, and I think Smith Rowe was the best player for Arsenal. Mobility, versatility, hard working as well. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you like to support us, if you like to support the podcast, my numbers are on your screen. Just getting something small, however much it is much appreciated. You could use a super chat, you could use anything, much appreciated. I'll speak to you very, very soon. Love you, and all I can say is, come on, you Gunners, come on, Arsenal. We need to do better than this. We are a big club.